What is mental health stigma? Mental health stigma refers to negative attitudes, beliefs, and prejudices surrounding mental illness. These stigmas can lead to discrimination, exclusion, and social isolation for those with mental health conditions. Stigma can also prevent individuals from seeking the help and support they need. It can be perpetuated by media portrayals of mental illness as dangerous or unpredictable. Stigma can be rooted in cultural and societal beliefs about mental illness. It can manifest in the form of derogatory language and labels used to describe individuals with mental illness. Stigma can lead to a lack of understanding and empathy for those with mental illness. It can make it harder for individuals to find and maintain employment. Stigma can prevent individuals from accessing necessary healthcare services. It can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and self-doubt for those with mental illness. Stigma can be internalized, leading individuals to feel embarrassed or ashamed of their mental health conditions. It can create a cycle of shame and secrecy, preventing individuals from seeking help or support. Stigma can be perpetuated by individuals within the mental health field, including healthcare professionals. It can create barriers to effective communication between mental health professionals and their clients. Stigma can prevent individuals from speaking openly about their experiences with mental illness. It can make it difficult for individuals to form meaningful relationships and connections. Stigma can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. It can exacerbate symptoms of mental illness and lead to worsening mental health outcomes. Stigma can also affect family members and loved ones of those with mental illness. It can create a sense of shame and guilt for those who care for individuals with mental health conditions. Stigma can be a barrier to seeking support and resources for family members and loved ones of those with mental illness. It can create a sense of isolation and disconnection for family members and loved ones of those with mental illness. Stigma can also affect children and young people with mental illness. It can create a sense of shame and embarrassment for children and young people with mental health conditions. Stigma can lead to bullying and social exclusion for children and young people with mental illness. It can make it harder for children and young people to access necessary healthcare services and support. Stigma can be a barrier to effective communication and support for children and young people with mental health conditions. Stigma can also affect older adults with mental illness. It can create a sense of shame and embarrassment for older adults with mental health conditions. Stigma can make it harder for older adults to seek and receive necessary healthcare services and support. It can create a sense of isolation and loneliness for older adults with mental illness. Stigma can be perpetuated by cultural and societal beliefs about aging and mental illness. Stigma can also affect individuals from marginalized communities with mental illness. It can create a sense of shame and guilt for individuals from marginalized communities who experience mental health conditions. Stigma can perpetuate systemic discrimination and exclusion for individuals from marginalized communities with mental illness. It can create a sense of isolation and disconnection for individuals from marginalized communities with mental health conditions. Stigma can be a barrier to accessing culturally competent and sensitive mental health care services for individuals from marginalized communities. Stigma can also affect individuals with co-occurring substance use disorders and mental illness. It can create a sense of shame and guilt for individuals with co-occurring substance use disorders and mental health conditions. Stigma can perpetuate misunderstandings and misconceptions. In conclusion, mental health stigma is a pervasive and harmful phenomenon that can have serious consequences for individuals with mental illness, their loved ones, and society at large. Stigma can lead to discrimination, exclusion, and social isolation, as well as prevent individuals from seeking the help and support they need. It can be perpetuated by cultural and societal beliefs, media portrayals, and even healthcare professionals. Efforts must be made to challenge and reduce mental health stigma through education, awareness, and advocacy, so that those with mental illness can receive the support and understanding they deserve. By breaking down these stigmas and promoting a more compassionate and inclusive approach to mental health, we can build a healthier and more supportive society for all.